This house was started by Mr. Matthias Hammond. He was elected to our state legislature up here. And he too, when he came to town, decided to build a fine townhome with which to entertain in, as did Mr. Paikin, Mr. Chase, and several others. So he bought the 4 acres of land here to build the house, and he started building it. He hired the architect, Mr. William Buckland, who had been doing some finishing work across the street at the Chase Lloyd. Here, the Gibbs Book of Architecture that was published in 1720s in London. And you can see the page here, it's showing the bullseye, which he did use this design on the front of this house here. We have a wonderful painting up here by the son of Charles Willson Peale, and his name was Rembrandt Peale. And it is said to be the best likeness of George Washington. Now, if you look at this, it is a wonderful likeness of General Washington. However, look at the horse. The horse is kind of carousel looking. It doesn't quite match, but it's not displeasing to the eye. It's actually very intriguing. It wants to make you stare at that portrait much longer. So we quite enjoy it here. Another fine feature in this room is the John Shaw. The lady of the house would have done her entertaining in here. You can see by the beautiful cornice work that this is a public room. And you might ask why we have a public room that's a bedroom. Well, as I said, the lady of the house would do her entertaining here. And if you had these beautiful bed hangings back then, my goodness, they would have cost as much as many of the furnishings in this house put together. If you recall, we were not making cotton back in this country at that time. This was all imported from China. It not only showed that you had good taste, but that you had wealth. And of course, if you had it, you did want to flaunt it. Oh, and this is the dining room. This is probably my most favorite room in the house. Of course, we're set up for a wonderful dinner here. We have the original 18th century six-pack. We have 3 additional Charles Willson Peale paintings hanging on the wall. And they are of the Callahan family. And Sally Callahan, the little dark-haired girl in the center there, actually ends up marrying the great-grandson of William Buckland, the architect of this house. And she is actually also a descendant of, we have another Charles Willson Peale painting of William Goldsborough. We also have the chair that he was sitting in for that portrait. House that women were on equal par with the gentlemen. Currently it's set up for a game of loo. As you can see, the cards do not have numbers on them. You would just match up symbols back then. John Shaw chairs here also. So you can see we have 2 different designs. And then we would come here after dinner to enjoy some music, perhaps have dessert and tea. We have Jeremiah Townley Chase's tea service here. We have a pianoforte that dates back to 1804, a music stand that was made right here in Baltimore. We have mirrors that were imported. We would have had as many of those as we needed. We're not restricted by 4 to 6 burners as many people are today. We would have taken as many spiders as we needed pots cooking. We would have pulled them out onto this floor, taken some hot coals from the fire, put under the spider, and voila, we would have been able to cook as many pots as sugar used to come in cones like this, wrapped in blue indigo dyed paper. They would wrap it in this paper so that during shipping the little bugs wouldn't eat it, little varmints. And so when they finished being practical colonials, they would take this indigo blue paper and they would use it to dye their clothing. You can all come and we dress up. We have boys' clothing and girls' clothing. We can dress you up as a mason or a soldier or just a merchant, whatever.
Soldiers look like.
Yep, and we have varying women's clothes, boys' clothes, girls' clothes, etc.